afternoon. You know, I think it's only in Somerville that we have a press conference to honor the unveiling of Garbage Can.
Well, you've heard it said that eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. And eternal vigilance turns out to be part of the price of maintenance. And so the main thanks here I would like to take to Peter Unger and the Foss Park Neighbors Association for keeping everybody's feet to the fire all the time, doing some of the work themselves, but never letting us forget what needs to happen at Foss Park.
This today represents a change in attention and focus and commitment to Foss Park for the entire community. We are sitting in a park that is a valuable resource for the city of Somerville and for the surrounding communities. If you come out here on a summer day, a summer weekend, you'll see thousands of people, young children, families, using this park because it's a very rare piece of open space for our community. That's why this park deserves the attention it's finally getting. When I came into the legislature 3 years ago, one of the first phone calls I got was from Peter Unger. Peter, Bernie, and I sat across the street at Dunkin' Donuts for about an hour and a half, and then we did a walkthrough of the park. And he told me about the history of neglect at this facility and the needs that were very pressing for all of the users of this facility.
There was once a time when the grass all around us was waist high to me, when if the mowers would come down, they'd go crunched right through all sorts of newspaper, glass bottles, shards of glass everywhere. I mean, you name it, the most appalling conditions. And this is real, and we're really, I'd never seen it before. I've never seen conditions like this. And in a park of this nature, this is the largest green space in all of Somerville.
No disrespect to those here today, but prior agency heads, we couldn't get them out here to Foss Park. They wouldn't know where Foss Park was without a wayfinding map.
As I said, this isn't just about the big bellies. We have a pool house being painted, we have a flower bed being planted, we have the tot lots being repaired, we have a field that is in, hopefully, the near future, being several years as near as state government, unfortunately, we can finally put attention to the soccer field here as well. There's a lot of work that's already been done and to be done in this park, and I'm proud of the partnership that we've had with DCR, the entire delegation, as well as our city partners. You know, this park is like Somerville. It's the jurisdiction of the city and state governments, and together with the mayor, the board of aldermen, put increased focus on this park as well. We have a great improvements being seen, and I thank them for the partnership as well.
As welcome as they are, these improvements are only the beginning. At 16 acres, Foss Park is Somerville's largest park and one of its most visible. Every open space is precious in this densely populated city, and this could be and should be one of our gems. Unfortunately, like so much of our state-owned infrastructure, Foss has suffered from years of neglect and poor maintenance, and can now be restored only with a major overhaul. Here in Somerville, we know that we're competing with many other communities for scarce state resources, but we also know that the Patrick administration understands the way that investments in quality of life amenities and basic infrastructure pay off in stronger local economies and safer and healthier communities. That is why it is so important that we see this first round of improvements as only a beginning for Foss Park. This heavily used and strategically located facility needs a thorough overhaul and upgrade, and its users deserve a park that receives ongoing and comprehensive maintenance.
Governor Patrick has often spoken, and many of you may have heard him, how important the urban parks were to him when he was growing up in Chicago. And he and Secretary Bowles, Commissioner Sullivan are committed to making certain that we promote urban parks, we provide improvements like the Big Bellies, like things that are happening here with the Foss Park Neighborhood Association.
But I do want to make a point about DCR and the governor oppose earmarks. They don't like earmarks. Well, there will continue to be earmarks like this one until we adequately fund our park system. I try not to pass up an opportunity to point out that Massachusetts is dead last among the states in what we spend per person and per income on parks and recreation, and it shows.
If DCR will make a one-time investment in rehabilitating the entire facility, the city stands ready to take over the maintenance and operation of Foss Park, just as we have done to Dilboy Stadium and as we'll do with Fellsway West.
We need to do better in maintaining our parks.